Alright guys, I'm finally back on my 2-stroke triple cylinder drag quad. Some of you probably forgot I even had this thing. It's been so long, but basically it was winter time, the drag strips were closed, so I just put it on hold. It's time to bring this thing out and finish it. We've got to figure out the pipes. Gonna be tricky with how much space they take up, and I'm also going to be experimenting with the Banshee fairings. Because basically this thing is already half Banshee. I mean, all the rear components are from a Banshee.
So I'm going to start by prepping these triple pipes. Now don't worry, they aren't rare or anything like that. I'm just taking the heat shields off and cutting the stingers off. Now eventually I would like to ditch these tin cans and get some custom pipes made for it, and maybe even go to a big bore. We'll have to see. Now this is only my second drag build and my first all-out drag build, so I'm not sure how fast it's gonna go, but it should be able to do 6s relatively easily once we get all the kinks worked out.
I just wanted to see if these pipes would actually fit in here. It turns out that they do actually fit with minimal cutting, although I'm not sure if the third pipe is going to go from that side or from that side, because we're going to have some triangulation in the way. Alright guys, that is much better. We have an opening there for our tube to go through, and we're gonna have to still tweak these pipes a little bit more. I want all the ends to be pointing in the same direction, remove that bend, and just make it look clean. Now I'm going to mount this chromoly swing arm using these two bushings that I made. One is threaded and one has a hole in it. It's going to squeeze the swing arm together and hold it. And like I said in the previous episodes, I want it to be removable so I can change the length of the quad and I can tune it that way. Really, it doesn't matter where I place this thing because I'm not really even going to use suspension. If I was using suspension, the best place to put the swing arm would be right behind the jack shaft so that your chain doesn't stretch or loosen as the swing arm moves up and down. But I don't care about that because I'm not really going to use suspension, so I'm just going to push it back out here. That's why I made these two bushings, so that I can make this swing arm mount extremely strong and just tie in the whole frame into this one point because I don't want my swing arm ripping off. Alright guys, so I've got some string on both sides to just make sure everything is straight before I weld in the rear axle, and just making sure I triple check all the measurements, but man, it is looking so mean. guys, so check that out. I got the rear subframe basically done. We still have to mount our swing arm link, adjustable push rod, and that's all the metal I'm going to be adding to it. No more, because I don't want to make this chassis too stiff. This R6 shock just to get the spacing right. It seems like the suspension is spot on, like not too soft, not too much travel. So I don't know, this could be the ticket. Right, the drag quad is a complete roller, and I'm just so happy with how it's looking and coming out. It's incredible. So I got these tabs welded in. This is going to be for the seat pan. I plan on just doing a flat piece of aluminum, and the plan is to integrate my gas tank into the seat pan so it all looks flush. I'm still waiting on this plastic box grill thing that goes right here, and that's going to help me visualize how everything is going to flow. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use these fairings, because there's going to be kind of like a big gap right here, so we'll see. Really, there's not much left on this quad. We just got to do the cooling system, the steering, brakes, get this jack shaft mounted a little bit more solid, finish the pipes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's actually pretty comfortable. Our knees follow this contour right here, and they tuck right in. What we're gonna do is mount our foot pegs like somewhere right here. All right, so I'm shaping the gas tank here, and here's where I'm torn. Do I go with something that's looks good and that hugs my body very nicely, or do I go with something that weighs less and that is smaller? So I think I'm honestly leaning more towards the bigger tank, and it would actually be useful for if I wanted to go to the dunes. It would make it less annoying to fill up, because these triples are gas hogs. So I don't know. So I decided to try something new and weld the gas cap from the inside. So my idea of making this whole thing seamless isn't going to work, because this thin aluminum just warps too easily, but I think I can fix it. Okay, I know you guys might think I'm crazy for wanting to sit on this, but it's actually not that bad. And then we got the gas tank done. This cap looks a little bit too small though, so I'm gonna put in a bigger one. I think it'll make it look a lot better. And then we still have to mount it. But yeah, it is airtight right now. So next up, what I'm working on is I got these universal pegs, which I'm gonna mount about right there. Wow, this thing is pretty light. So I got my foot pegs installed and the gas tank is actually pretty ergonomical. I'm not sure if I'm gonna grind the welds down on it and make it look seamless with the seat. I'm not sure yet. So check this out guys, I got my full titanium brake package from Racetech. This is a Ducati Brembo caliber with all titanium hardware. This is gonna be incredible, so let's go ahead and put this on. You know, the plus side to using a Banshee rear end is that everything is so modular. There's tons of aftermarket stuff available. But the downside is cost. I mean, $1,000 for this entire rear setup, the wheels and the brake, that's pretty steep. And no sponsors, by the way. Well, actually Vito's did give me a little discount. Wow, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Get some B-roll with that. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Pretty light.
All right, let's do it again. It seems like it's 260. I mean, I'd have to weigh it to make sure. So the wheelbase, for those of you that are wondering, is 6 feet and 8 inches. And the overall length is basically 8 feet. Drag quad is looking like a certified ripper. I'm so stoked. But the goal is not just to look fast, to actually go fast. So yeah guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. I put a lot of work in these, so any support would be appreciated. Patreon, merch, and help me get to 500k subs. We're gonna get this engine running, mount these fairings, plastics, and just see where it goes from there. That being said guys, I have to catch you in the next episode. Stay tuned and peace.